One of the greatest things about Dragon Ball, as we all know, are the transformations. From the first Super Saiyan transformation with Goku to Gohan snapping on Cell and giving us the most epic transformation in the entirety of the Dragon Ball history, even to the non-canon to the slight epic ones like Super Kaioken in the Otherworld tournament and even False Super Saiyan in Lord Slug's movie. Now, as much as Saiyans get the majority of the transformations, we know that other races in this series get transformations as well, like Frieza and Cooler with their respective first and second form, then Frieza passing Cooler with his third, final, and golden form, and if you're in the manga, to his black form. And then beyond that, the Namekians with their Megazord transformation, and I guess you can count their fusions of transformations if you're counting the games, and then Piccolo adding to that with his enhanced awakened form, and then beyond that with his new form, Orange Piccolo. However, we all know that there is one race in the entirety of this series that have the very minimum amount or don't even have any transformations at all, and that race seems to be the humans. Sure, we can count the hidden potential form that anyone can get when they talk to Lord Guru on Planet Namek, but even then, I wouldn't really count that as a transformation. I am talking about a transformation that could very significantly improve or add upon to the humans' fighting potential and ability. Me personally, I like the humans in Dragon Ball because without them, more than half the heroes and villains' movesets would be deleted. Goku's Kamehameha would have been cooked, and Cell's Solar Flare Kamehameha and Multiform Technique would have been off the move list as well. Now, we all know that there is a possible transformation that seems to be human specific, which is Roshi's buff form, but I don't know too much about that form, and from what I can tell from Dragon Ball to Dragon Ball Super, that form didn't really have any major implication or understanding of why that form exists and why it was not taught to the other humans. The only thing I can think of is that it's very similar to Trunks' Ascended transformation, where he gets a massive power boost and becomes super bulky and strong, but loses a massive amount of stamina and speed. Oh, but never fear, for there is a transformation that humans can use and master, and Super just kinda tossed it in the garbage. And don't get me wrong, I'm not surprised. Super is basically the Goku and Vegeta show right now, so I'm not gonna let it hurt me too bad when I think about it. Now, one thing might have happened is that you might have missed this transformation because it happened in a filler episode during the preparation arc for the Tournament of Power. From what I can tell, the official name of the form is called the Selflessness State, and this state was achieved by our Destructo Disc-wielding goat himself, Krillin. This form was shown on an episode when Goku and Krillin entered the Forest of Terror, and Krillin had to face off against apparitions of villains that have killed him and or severely traumatized him before. The premise of the form spawned because of the more he fought the apparitions, the stronger they became, meaning their ki was leaking from their bodies and fueling the forest. So Krillin begins to face his fears and continues controlling his ki, leading him to achieve the selflessness state and uses that form to destroy the apparition that spawned of the Super Shenron. I thought this is such a cool addition to Krillin's arsenal because imagine if he showed this state to Tien and or Yamcha. Sure, they may not surpass the Saiyans or maybe not even the Namekians, maybe, but imagine the possibilities. Krillin at that point, even though he was rusty off of training, was one of the strongest humans in the entirety of the Dragon Ball verse. So when the Tournament of Power happened, I was ready for my boy Krillin to cook, at least for the majority of the Tournament of Power, but we all know how that ended.
Quickly the tide can change.
Why? Just why? My fucking day is ruined now.
Just wasted, man. Sent down the drain. Imagine the possibilities if we were able to see the full potential of that form. Remember in the manga that Master Roshi kind of had his own version of Ultra Instinct? What if Krillin was working towards a path towards that on his own? What if that form was some kind of way to act similar to the perfected form of Super Saiyan Blue in the manga? A state where the aura of the energy is focused inside the body of the fighter. Imagine a fight where our boy Krillin and or Yamcha taps into that form and finally decimates an enemy like Goku or Vegeta. I am tired of seeing my human homies get decimated over and over and over again just to show off that they are cannon fodder compared to the powerful threat that is in front of them now. I still remember when the Resurrection of F movie dropped and everyone was fighting, everyone was on the field, putting their lives on the line, and Krillin's bitch ass was just scared against some weak ass Freezer soldiers. And I sat there thinking, my guy, you have thrown hands with the Ginyu Force, Frieza, Cell, the androids, Cell Juniors, and even Goku himself. How are you afraid right now? You literally created some of the most busted moves in the entirety of the verse. If you don't shut up, nut up, and start throwing hands against these damn soldiers, I'ma get mad. Thank God my boy Master Roshi cooked in and just said, bro, if you don't start throwing hands and just showing off that you are actually him, I'ma beat you up myself.
What are you surprised for, Krillin? Cell, Majin Buu, Lord Beerus, not to mention Goku and Vegeta. You've spent all these years with a front row seat to the greatest displays of fighting techniques in the universe. You've absorbed more than you know. These third-rate scrubs won't be able to touch you with their attacks as long as you keep your eyes open.
The power of the selflessness state can be fully utilized in so many different ways, because using the manipulation of ki in such different ways like that, keeping the internalized of the body, could be a way to utilize even more abilities. And maybe, just maybe, you could actually show that the form can be malleable. Instead of it being where it's something it scales in power, it scales in possibilities for how you manipulate your ki. Maybe Tien can actually create new techniques that other people can steal, or maybe Yamcha makes a more powerful version of his spirit ball, maybe Krillin makes a more stronger version of his destructive disc, or maybe he finds a stronger way of doing the scatter Kamehameha wave, something. Because this form is something that could have added so much more potential and possibilities for the humans without them just being dudes who just hand up in the background and fight off fodder characters. The humans were very useful and volatiles back in Dragon Ball, so why do I feel like that the humans kind of just got left in the dust the moment Z started coming around, and then all the main threats were just super powerful beings that no one was afraid to put their hands on? Hell, I still remember back in the Namek saga, Krillin and Gohan were not afraid to start throwing hands against the Ginyu Force because they were treating the Namekians badly. So Krillin was not afraid to be on the front lines. So I'm thinking, yeah, the potential for his strength should be a little bit further than just him being slightly stronger. The selflessness state could have been a much more useful and more even interesting form that the humans could have used to actually give them some form of higher fighting chance against stronger threats. I really do hope when Dragon Ball Super comes back, they really should bring back that form for at least Krillin, because for one, I want to see my Go be confident and cook in a fight, because he's actually proven himself in terms of strength, ability, and prowess in so many different ways that I feel like he deserves a little bit of praise, just a tad bit. I understand there's a little bit of problems when it comes to Tien. Whatever they do to Yamcha, it would be cool if he did more stuff, but Yamcha was not relevant to the story for a while. But for the most part, I want my boy Krillin to actually have his own moment. I even have an unpopular opinion. I really wish that Krillin was actually in someone in the last rankings in the Tournament of Power. Maybe not with Goku and Frieza were in the last part, but maybe replace Android 17 with Krillin, because Krillin is Goku's best friend. Like, come on, bro. Let them team up one time. It's all just Goku and Vegeta and now Goku and Frieza. Come on, bro. I'm sorry. But that's my tangent. That's the end of my tangent. What do you guys think? Should this be a form that should be revived, brought back, and even utilized more in Dragon Ball? Also, if you could, what kind of form would you have given the humans if it wasn't this form? How would you even adapt it in? Because I don't want to be like Xenoverse and say their form or transformation is just them hopping onto Nimbus and walking around with a power pole. So, what unique thing would you do for the human transformation? Other than that, it's your boy Kadukun. Shout out to y'all. Don't forget to check out our Discord, our Twitter, so on. Don't forget to subscribe. 1,000 subscribers by the end of the year, boys. And that's it. Peace.
FMA, handle business, don't play. On point when it comes to the anime. Jack and Daxter, ayy, let's go. The ultimate heroes, don't stop, we on the road. Kadukun, yeah.